Call the meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you and welcome to the February 4th, 2014 City Council meeting. Clerk will note that all council members are present with the exception of Mr. Malloy, and I keep looking out, expecting him to come running in at any time. Ceremonies, announcements, appointments, and presentations. A couple announcements. First, I'd like to be one of the many who have congratulated City Council President Linda Wilhelm, who was named Citizen of the Year at the Post Falls Chamber Recognition Banquet.
Yeah.
It was very well deserved, and what was priceless was the expression on Linda's face.
I know, it was.
Also, congratulations to our very own City Administrator, Shelley Underwood, who was elected President of the Idaho County City Managers Association.
Oh, all right.
I guess I'd like to congratulate Skip and Ellen for not getting arrested. Just trying to even it out here.
Thanks,
Got a lot of officers
They're
here.
all here, so watch out.
Also, the city business offices will be closed for President's Day, February 17th. The police department will be open.
24/7.
Next, we have the introduction of new police officers. Chief, police department employees.
Mayor and Council, good evening, and thank you for this opportunity. If we could have everyone come forward here. As is customary over the last couple of years, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce you to some of our new team members on our team at the Post Falls Police Department. I'm going to start at the very end with Richard Clark. Richard started with us this past year as our senior mechanic. And Richard has 11 years of mechanical experience. He earned his applied associate's degree from Universal Technical Institute in 2001, and he began with the police department in April of this past year. And next to him is Ed Tetrault, who is our community services administrator. Ed is a graduate of the Post-NIC Academy and came to us as a reserve officer in December of 2012. In April of 2013, he was hired as the Community Services Administrator, and he also serves in the Idaho Army National Guard. And next to Ed is Kenneth Egbert, and Kenneth is a graduate also of the North Idaho College Post Academy and began with the police department in July of 2013 as a reserve police officer. And he currently works for Wanna-Lift Systems as a manager and site supervisor. Next to him is Jason Mueller. Jason Mueller began his career as a communications operator in Idaho County in February of 1999. He has most recently worked as an international police advisor for DynCorp International in both Afghanistan and Iraq. He was hired as a patrol officer for the Post Falls Police Department in November of 2013. Next to him is Justin Anderson. And Justin earned his Bachelor's of Science degree from Lewis and Clark State College in August of 2006. He worked for the Latah County Sheriff's Department as a deputy since December of 2008, and he was hired in November of 2013 as a patrol officer for the Post Falls Police Department. Next is Julie Opedike. Julie came to us from the Twin Falls Police Department, where she was an emergency communications officer since 2005. She was hired as an ECO with the Post Falls Police Department in May of this past year. And last but certainly not least, I'd like to introduce Misty Walker, who's also a communications officer. She came to us from Advanced Input Systems, where she's worked since 2005, and she became one of our first reserve emergency communications officers. And we're really proud of that in August of this past year. And then she was hired as an emergency communications officer in September. So it's really my pleasure, and I'm really proud to introduce these members to our team. We are somewhat like a family over there, and so I'm really proud to have this opportunity. So congratulations to each one of you.
shake hands with
Yeah.
them or something.
Welcome aboard. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thanks for being in Afghanistan, too.
Thanks for your service.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Were they ignoring you with that head down?
Should be like at the basketball game when you walk by.
Welcome.
High five.
Welcome. Welcome. I went to there.
Well, thank you all for attending. You're joining a very much, a very highly regarded department, and we appreciate you joining them and helping us. Shelley, are there any amendments to the agenda?
We have none tonight, sir.
Any declarations of conflict? Seeing none, would you present the consent calendar, please?
Tonight, we have item A, minutes from the January 21st, 2014 meeting. Item B is payables, January 14th, 2014 through January 28th, 2014. Item C is Fieldstone at Prairie Falls School Addition Minor Subdivision Plat Application. Item D is Fieldstone at Prairie Falls School Addition Minor Subdivision Deferred Improvement Agreement. Item E is the Treaty Rock Corporate Center Minor Subdivision Plat Application. And item F is Crown Point First Edition Subdivision Plat Application.
Shelley, on item B, the date on our
Is
agenda
incorrect.
is incorrect.
Yeah, so
Any
Shannon, it
question?
says 13 and it should refer to 14.
Any questions? If not, a motion will be in order.
I make a motion to accept the consent calendar as presented.
Second.
Motion second. Any further questions? Clerk, please take the roll.
Orson?
Aye.
Wilhelm?
Aye.
Wolf?
Aye.
Isong?
Aye.
Malloy?
Aye.
Henderson?
Hi.
Shake it up.
She's going to trick us.
Next item is public hearings. We have none. Unfinished business, budget workshop update, or date.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I had sent out a date for a budget workshop to be held on February 11th at the Post Falls Police Department at 5:30, and it'll be at the multipurpose room. I had sent it out, and I didn't hear any objections, so I was assuming that was the date we're going to go with. So unless anybody has any strong objections to that date and time, we can go with that.
And it's 5:30.
5:30.
5:30. Oh, I put down 5.
Speaking of,
I'd have been a half hour early, see?
Good. Looks like you're set.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Mayor, would you like us to supply any kind of food or refreshments for that evening?
Joe?
yeah.
I should be the one bringing donuts.
That would be fine, yeah, just some.
Shelley, are we going to get any sort of preview, at least an agenda ahead of time of what we're going to be doing?
Yes, Jason will send out an agenda for the evening. It'll be basically going over what the priorities are for the fiscal year 2015-2016, and also going over our projected revenues and any issues that we see in the coming legislature, so.
Good. Thanks.
Any other comments or questions? Thank you. Next item is citizen issues, and this section on the agenda is reserved for citizens wishing to address the council regarding a city-related issues that are not on the agenda. Chief?
I get to be first? Excellent.
Absolutely.
My name is Warren Merritt, and I'm with KCFR, and I just wanted to make a couple of comments really for the audience, and that's about the cold weather that's upon us. As we go around the community, obviously, we'd like people to look outside, and if you own a fire hydrant, so to speak, clear it out for us. That's a very big help. And so that people know that not every time is there a hydrant marker on there. So when the snow drifts up, like it has been the last couple of days, it can be an issue for us to get to. So help us out and help out your neighbor as well. Was a tragic event down in Worley here yesterday, and so we're kind of trying to remind folks to stay off the ice and certainly stay with your kids and try to keep them away from that. And then for those of people in the business community that have a sprinkler system, it's time to be very mindful of that as well. Make sure that your compressors are working, your heat's on, and that you've maintained them very well. So it's just an opportunity to avoid trouble before it happens. So I appreciate the time to be able to present it to council.
Thank you very much. Anybody else wishing to address the council? Next item, new business. We have none. Ordinances and resolution. First ordinance is the East Post Falls Urban Renewal District Boundary Adjustment.
Move to
Place an ordinance for the East Post Falls Urban Renewal District bounty adjustment on its first and only reading by title only while under suspension of the rules.
Second.
Motion second, further discussion? Clerk, please take the roll.
Wilhelm,
Is Jerry going to read it first?
After,
Yes. Excuse me. An ordinance, the city of Post Falls, got a new leader I gotta get.
no, wait a minute. So don't you have to approve it and take the vote and then read it? There's a motion?
Yes, that's right. That's
See?
right.
Sorry.
Whoa. Oh, you created a problem.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Mayor.
It was a test.
I never get Jerry, that was fun. Please take the roll.
Malloy,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Thorson,
Aye.
Henderson,
Aye.
Hissong,
Aye.
Wilhelm,
Aye.
Motion passes. Mr. Mason.
An ordinance, the city of Post Falls, Kootenai County, Idaho, amending the East Post Falls Urban Renewal District boundary adopted by the Post Falls Ordinance Number 1093 to revise the area where planned improvements may be constructed within the East Post Falls Urban Renewal Plan area and the concurrent revenue allocation area for the East Post Falls Urban Renewal District, providing that the lands added hereby shall be additional to all lands previously included in such plan, providing that other provisions of Post Falls Ordinances 1093 and 1242 remain unchanged by the enactment of this ordinance, providing an effective date, and providing for other matters properly relating thereto.
Move to approve the ordinance, East Post Falls Urban Renewal District boundary adjustment, and to direct staff to assign the appropriate number, and that it be published by summary only.
Second.
Motion second, further discussion? Clerk, please take the roll.
Henderson,
Aye.
Malloy,
Aye.
Hissong,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Wilhelm,
Aye.
Thorson,
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Second ordinance is on the commission appointment changes.
Move to approve the ordinance, or move to place the ordinance dealing with commission appointment changes on its first and only reading by title only while under suspension of the rules.
Second.
Motion is second, further discussion. Clerk, please take the roll.
Thorson,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Malloy,
Aye.
Henderson,
Aye.
Hissong,
Aye.
Wilhelm,
Aye.
Motion passes. Mr. Mason.
An ordinance of the City of Post Falls Municipal Corporation, State of Idaho, amending sections 2.12.010, 2.12.030, and 2.12.050 of the Post Falls City Code to change the expiration date for terms of the Planning and Zoning Commission, Parks and Recreation Commission, and Building Code Board of Appeals to the last day of February of the last year of the designated term, repealing section 2.12.040 to eliminate the Urban Forestry Commission, providing severability, providing repeal of all other conflicting ordinances, and providing an effective date.
Move to approve the ordinance with the commission appointment changes and to direct the clerk to assign the appropriate number and that it be published by summary only.
Second.
Motion second, further discussion.
Just for the record, I'm going to oppose this. It's not because of the change in dates or anything, but it's still because it doesn't contain any language restricting who can be on these commissions at all.
Thank you. So noted. Clerk, please take the roll.
Wilhelm,
Aye.
Hissong,
Aye.
Henderson,
Aye.
Malloy,
Nay.
Wolf,
Aye.
Thorson,
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes. Administrative and staff reports.
We have none tonight, sir.
Just moving through it. Council comments. Trisong.
I got two. Number one, thank you, Seattle Seahawks. Finally, 38 years later, we get the big one. And the other one is for Terry Warner's staff that drive the big snow plows. They've done a remarkable job the last few days. And even still this morning, they're out there pushing corners back and clearing up bad spots, pulling driveways out, and just doing a great job all around. So please pass it on to them.
Thank
Thank you.
Any other comments? Under mayor comments, would this be appropriate to introduce Mr. Cafferty?
Sure would.
Would you like to do it?
I would do that.
Gotta go up to the podium, though.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
How about if we both go up there?
There you go.
This is John.
Hi, John.
Mayor and council, as you know, Nancy Strickland and I ended our partnership at the end of the year, and we both signed on as of council with Holly Troxel, Innocent Holly. And one of the reasons behind that was, first of all, Nancy's desire to retire. And secondly, we were able to encourage, and Holly Troxell saw the wisdom of it, to add John Cafferty to the Holly Troxell group. They're practicing out of the same office that we've always been in. It's now the Holly Troxell office instead of Mason and Strickland. John comes to us with a dozen years of experience as a deputy prosecutor in civil matters at Kootenai County. And despite that, no. Just kidding. He knows so much of municipal life already. There are a few things he'll probably have to get accustomed to, things like annexations. Counties don't do those. But so much of it is common territory. And John is somebody who Nancy and I have worked with over all the years that we've been in practice. And we think you'll find that he's a great representative for you. And so John Cafferty. And John, if you have it.
I just want to thank the mayor and council for this opportunity to work with you. And as way of a segue, I suppose, it's really a challenge to come after or with Jerry and Nancy. I mean, they've set the bar so high. I've worked with them for a number of years. And when I was approached with this opportunity, it was a very simple, absolutely, I would be delighted and honored to work with them. And so with the skills that Jerry and Nancy have endowed with you and their other clients, and to combine those with the resources of Holly Troxell, which is a law firm centered out of Boise, but we'll have the office up here. I mean, I think it's a great opportunity for the city and for me personally to serve your citizens. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you and welcome, and we're just used to perfection, so we're looking forward to having perfection with you.
Change is good.
Is this when we say nice things about Jerry and everything?
No.
Or
No.
coming later?
No.
No, Jerry's going to continue to be at the council meetings. John and Jerry will be basically sharing.
Okay. One of these days, we're going to get you up front and talk about you.
One of these days, I'll just not be here.
He's testing his old age, doesn't he?
There'll be a PowerPoint too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Another item I wanted to mention is that we had applications for our Park and Recreation Commission and Planning and Zoning Commission that were open until the 31st. And Shannon forwarded to me today, some were dual, but there were 8 applications for Planning and Zoning and 10 for Park and Rec. Wow. So it's great to see, the interest level that was shown. We on Planning and Zoning will replace Alan, Paula Rehrman, who was appointed to Urban Renewal, and then Ray Kimball's term is also up. So those would be the 3 seats we would be looking at. And there's either probably 2, maybe 3 on Park and Rec. So we can move forward with that, and hopefully within 2 weeks bring forth names for confirmation.
Great.
But again, it was wonderful to see the level of interest shown.
Yes, we have never received that many applications for those commissions in the past, so this definitely has helped.
Raising the salary from 0 to 0.
Zero.
Was really helpful.
That does it every time.
We doubled it. With that, we do not need an executive session tonight.
We do not.
So the next motion would be,
Adjourned.
we're adjourned. Thank you very much.
Wow.
That was a quickie.